Debbie Ryan first broke ground on the Disney Channel. However, the star's career trajectory hasn't always been smooth sailing since Jessie came to an end, and not all of her projects have been met with praise. Here's what happened to Debbie Ryan. From her first days on a Disney Channel set, Debbie Ryan started shadowing directors in order to learn the behind-the-scenes craft. Her interest led her to dig deeper and eventually become the youngest female director ever for the Disney Channel while producing and starring in Jessie. This move made sense, as Ryan already felt such ownership over the series. She told Bello, "Being the lead of a show is one thing. Being there from the very concept before characters are even formed is another. It was really myself, the showrunner, and Disney that were involved in bringing it to life. My heartbeat's been running through this from the very beginning." With Jessie, Debbie Ryan earned herself a spot in the Directors Guild, but she had to fight against the odds. She told 17, "Being a girl in the industry, being an actor in the industry, and being young in the industry were three marks that were against me. People didn't expect me to have a voice. I learned all of the terms and when to use them. I learned what to do. I think that going onto that set and being powerful showed them that I was capable of being a leader." Jessie ended in October 2015, and Ryan responded a few months later to a fan on Twitter who wanted to know why. Ryan wrote, "Hit 100 episodes and it ran its course." Even before Jessie officially ended, however, Ryan told fans that she dyed her hair blonde, in part to distance herself from the role and the character's signature red locks. But she didn't turn her back on her childhood co-stars. In fact, she told Shine On Media in 2018 that she loves keeping in touch with her kid star colleagues, and said, "It's really cool to be able to see their careers evolve." In 2019, Ryan and many of her Disney Channel cohorts were heartbroken when her Jessie castmate, Cameron Boyce, died following a seizure in his sleep. In 2020, Ryan teamed up with her Jessie family to support Stars in the House. On the video call show reunion, she shared a moving memory. "During the third season, my mom was battling cancer, and we weren't really vocal about it. But during that, it was like Cameron had this sense and was aware and would just pursue and come up and give me hugs." Ryan sang for a variety of Disney projects, but she was also in a band during her Jessie era. That band was The Never Ending. She spoke candidly about her music with Billboard, saying, "This is the most vulnerable and real personal thing I have ever done. I will take the hate with the love as I release this as an independent artist." The band was established in 2013 with a cover of Santa Baby, and they released a 5-song EP in 2014. The Buffalo News published a peculiar article about The Never Ending in 2015 that began with, "Debbie Ryan walked into practice. She was supposed to be ready to sing, but she wasn't. She was having a bad day. A terrible, terrible day," she admitted later, but she didn't want to show it. Although the band appeared supportive that day, 2016 seems to be the last time anyone heard from The Never Ending. Years later, Ryan told W, "Music only happened because I was writing songs, and there were a few that were so personal, it felt weird to give them away to someone else. I know a lot of really talented, hard-working musicians, and those people give it everything they have. And if I can't afford to give it everything I have, then it's not doing respect to the industry."
I couldn't do it anymore.
Debbie Ryan and Josh Dun from 21 Pilots had been in an on-again, off-again relationship since 2013, but had ended things by 2015. A year later, they rekindled their romance, and the pair got engaged in December 2018 while in New Zealand. They wed in Austin, Texas on New Year's Eve in 2019. Despite the long engagement, their wedding was planned in just 28 days and was tailor-made for the bride and groom from start to finish. They shared their wedding album with Vogue, revealing intimate details, like how they had a private meal together before dancing the night away. Ryan revealed, "Taking that time to bask in the 'heck yeah, we're married' realness really set us up to celebrate with such deep and unencumbered joy." Ryan's character on Insatiable, Patty Bladell, is a high school girl with a binge eating disorder. She becomes engaged in a physical altercation, recovers on a liquid diet, loses weight, and seeks revenge on everyone who has wronged her. Concerned viewers began a petition to cancel the series based on the trailer alone, which shows Ryan in a prosthetic fat suit. Co-star Alyssa Milano defended the series on Twitter and wrote, "We are not shaming Patty. We are addressing, through comedy, the damage that occurs from fat shaming." As for what brought Ryan to such a controversial role, she told the Sydney Morning News, "I was drawn to this show's willingness to go to real places about how difficult and scary it can be to move through the world in a body, whether you're being praised or criticized for its size." Ryan has body dysmorphia, which she discussed on Armchair Expert, and explained, "Dysmorphia is a mental illness. It doesn't follow logic or reason, and I also don't have context at all. So I have photos of me looking completely different. I mean bleach blonde hair and red hair and dark hair, 15 pounds heavier and 5 pounds lighter, or whatever." Despite the criticism, Ryan was fully invested in Insatiable, telling the Sydney Morning Herald, "The redemption for me is that this whole struggle can now live outside of me on the show and is no longer hidden."
I was tired of making food my higher power. I wanted to be in control.
Unfortunately, Insatiable may just have gone too far for audiences and was canceled after only 2 seasons. In 2019, the star started a podcast called There You Are with Debbie Ryan as a way to engage with her fans. As Ryan said in her introduction to the podcast, "There are so many things in my life that I haven't gotten into or spoken about because being in the media or putting it on Twitter in 140 characters was not the opportunity to open up about some of the things that I've experienced in my frame of reference in my mind." Surprisingly, after putting out a Season 2 intro and 1 new episode in February 2020, the former Disney Channel star has not uploaded any new episodes since. Ryan got some attention online for her role as Tara in Disney Channel's 2012 Radio Rebel movie. Oddly, that attention came in April 2020 when TikTokers started making fun of the character's shy facial expressions, which isn't an ideal reason to go viral, but Ryan rolled with the punches. In response, she tweeted, "I was serious about my craft from a young age and studied technique alongside Roxanne from a Goofy movie." A few months later, Ryan jumped on TikTok and recreated her iconic Disney Channel looks, even reenacting her Radio Rebel shy face. Ryan also spoke about social media and comparison in 2017 for a Darling magazine project. Ryan said, "The internet is forever, and I think we're really flippant about it. I think we can be using it to tear each other down, or you can be using it to, heal each other and better ourselves." According to Celebrity Net Worth, Ryan has an estimated $4 million to her name, and it looks like she spends some of that hard-earned income on clothing. In fact, the actor is no stranger to New York Fashion Week, though you won't find Debbie Ryan paying full price all the time. W Magazine went thrifting with her and learned why style is important to the celeb. Ryan said, "I think because I moved so much, style became a really quick way to introduce yourself at first sight. It's one of the only things you can have control over in terms of how people read you." With $4 million secured, Ryan doesn't have to worry too much about bigger purchases. She revealed on the Armchair Expert podcast that she grew up thinking she was saving her acting money for medical school so that she could become a surgeon. Ryan was tickled when host Dax Shepard asked her if her parents would let her buy a Mustang as her first car at age 16. In fact, the actor and her mother did go in on a Mustang together, which she ended up wrecking in an accident after 2 years. Ryan later purchased an Audi. There are many layers to Debbie Ryan, and she pours herself into her film and television roles. She starred in Netflix thriller Horse Girl in 2020 and filmed 2021's Night Teeth for the streamer. Aside from Netflix, fans can look for her in a forthcoming HBO indie comedy called Spin Me Round with Aubrey Plaza, Alison Brie, and Molly Shannon. But even Ryan's longtime fans must look closely to catch all the nuances of her life and career. She intentionally keeps some things private, but with her choice of projects like Insatiable, which touched on a personal issue, and her podcast, which seeks to engage even more deeply with fans, the actor knows how to impact her audiences on a personal level. For now, it seems like Ryan is sticking with acting, but she'll keep rocking out with her drummer husband along the way. It goes without saying that fans are eager to see the star use her talent in creative ways as new projects flow in. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite celebrities are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.